Yeah, exactly. So I get caught, right? I think that leaves you a little bit shorter. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Okay.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Good morning or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. This is Hy-Vee Today. My name is Tony Tone. We are live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on Tuesday, the 8th of May. I believe that's correct. Good to be with you. There's quite a few people in here this morning, which is sort of a surprise. I mean, not that it's not a busy place, but there seems to just be a lot of folks moving around. And we're happy for that. Chef Tess is with us in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen, cutting up some apples or onions?
Onion.
Onion, okay. Why did I think that looked like an apple?
I really don't know.
From this angle, it sort of did.
Yeah?
And based on the size, I thought, wow.
I should have just said yes and then given it to you to try.
Have a bite of this. You are preparing some things for the upcoming plant-based cooking class, which is today, starting at noon. So what are you preparing exactly?
So I am doing a plant-based, totally vegan risotto.
Ooh.
And we're doing like a spring-themed one. So I'm doing spring vegetables that you would find in season in the spring in our produce department. So I've got some really beautiful looking asparagus. The asparagus in season now is we're past the pencil size, and we're more to like the pinky size, which is great for throwing on the grill. It's my favorite. What else have we got? We've got some button mushrooms I'm gonna throw in there, some some sweet peas,
cool,
lemon, and a new product that hasn't actually hit our shelves yet, but will be in the next couple weeks. In our produce department are going to be some microgreens.
Microgreens.
So yeah, every single one of these little tiny things, if left to grow, would become a full-grown plant. So they're just little tiny plants.
Little baby plants.
Yeah, and they're packed full of like the flavor of the full-grown plant.
So small, really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
It's nuts. So I'll be using those today, and then we'll talk about those a little bit more once we actually have them on the shelf for everybody to buy.
Awesome. Microgreens.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a healthy breakfast or lunch during the plant-based cooking class.
Yes.
I say healthy because, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is also my doctor, Dr. Dustaf Prasad from Mercy Family Medicine. He's a PA. He's here. Welcome to the show for the first time at Hy-Vee. I haven't seen you in a little while.
Yes.
Which is okay.
For now, yes.
Right. I did see you a couple times after my car accident.
Yeah.
And do you know that I have my meniscus was torn from that?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
And I'm having surgery. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
You know this. Doctors talk. I don't have to tell you these things.
Yes.
This is great.
We communicate.
That's good. Yeah. I guess that would make sense. How have you been?
Not bad at all. You know, I want to say morning to you and good morning to your followers.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty impressed by what you're doing here. It's pretty unique. You know?
Yeah, it's a cool setup for sure. And the best part, Dr. Prasad, is when we're done, everything just gets packed up and then You know, there's people just buying spices.
Yeah, I was observing this morning. People are passing in between, looking for stuff, shopping around.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel bad, like we're in the way, and then sometimes you just got to grab a box of Chesapeake crackers and pass them off to people. So Mercy Family Medicine, you are off of Cedar Street, across from Saints Mary and Matthias Catholic School.
Yes, we are.
Right across from Muscatine Radiology. And I wanted to have you on for a variety of reasons, but one of them, and the most important, being that you are not going anywhere. You're staying open, you're taking care of people.
Yes.
There's another group, Genesis, in that same building that is going to be closing their doors, but Mercy, where you're at, is staying open.
It's public knowledge now that Genesis is closing,
Sure.
and there's some misinformation as to whether the entire building is closing or just a part of it.
Sure.
Well, I just want to let the community and my patients know that Mercy is still going to be there.
Sure.
We're still seeing patients. We're open. We're accepting new patients, and we're there for the patients and their entire family. We see patients from all ages.
Yeah.
And we also have a lot of specialists that comes to Mercy who are still going to be there. We have cardiology that comes there. We have ENT that comes there, urology. We even have psychiatry now in the building.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes,
Wow.
and urology as well. So quite a few specialists, including our family practice, and the specialists work in our clinic ourselves.
That's
So
fantastic.
we're going to be there. We're not moving.
Right.
And just for the patient convenience, right across the hall we have cardioradiology, who's still going to be there as well.
Yes.
For all the imaging that we need, and they have a pretty wonderful staff, and helps to get our patients in on a daily basis so that we can take care of them.
It is impressive. There have been times when I kind of called your office and needed to get in, and it happened within 10 or 15, 20 minutes.
And that's something that has been spreading throughout Mercy clinics.
Sure.
And it's unique to us that we want to create access to all our patients.
Yes.
And for me, it makes sense that when a patient is sick, they should be able to see their doctor.
Absolutely.
And we have an open door policy where patients can walk in and will be seen. Anything that you can go to urgent care for, we can see you in the clinic for.
Sure.
And we try to accommodate our patient. And even if you're not a patient of our clinic and you're sick and still want to see someone that day, you can still walk in and we will take care of you.
It's nice, and it's really easy to get to. So you're kind of on the back side of that building.
Yes.
So as people would turn in off of Cedar Street, they would go around back, park, walk in the door, and just down the hall on the right.
And
There's the entrance that you're going to go, and we have
Right.
it on the screen right there.
Exactly.
And then we even have the next view when you open the door, right? And there you go. So you can see that stand-up banner.
So we're on the right from my side here, and cardioradiology is right opposite the hall.
Yep.
So if we order any imaging study, you just walk across. It's very accessible and very easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's going to make you feel pretty good, right?
Yes, it does. Because in this way we can take care of our patients,
Yes.
within the same building. We also have laboratory service that we,
Sure.
we drew our own labs in the clinic so that we don't have to send the patient out. So it's pretty accessible for our clinics.
Yeah, I was going to say, so how long, Dr. Prasad, have you been with Mercy in Muscatine? Has it been several years now? Or
I think a little over 2 years.
2 years, okay.
So just to clarify, and I know on the screen, it's coming up as Dr. Prasad.
Sure.
I do have my doctorate, but I'm a physician assistant by practice.
Gotcha.
So just that for patient information.
Would you like me to call you physician's assistant Prasad?
Within the medical profession, I'm a PA, but even
Sure.
I do have my doctorate.
But I can
don't
call
know.
you Dr. Prasad.
Outside of the medical profession, yes.
Yes,
that's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, we are open, and
Yes.
and the good thing also that we have Spanish-speaking patient staff.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we can cater to our Spanish-speaking community
Absolutely.
if they don't speak English. And we also have translating services available
I did not know
for
that.
patients who cannot speak English.
Wow.
So we're pretty accessible, and
Sure.
we see patients on a walk-in basis. And we're open. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We've been in Muscatine for a little over 8 years.
Yeah.
And we intend to remain there for our patients.
Well, certainly there's, a need for a variety of options. And, there's the front side of the building, so
Yes.
right off Cedar Street, in case people don't know what we're talking about. And Mercy, again, is on the back side. You can certainly go through that
You can
entrance
actually
if
go
you
through
want.
that entrance and you just go downstairs to the back.
Now, if you don't like going downstairs,
There's abundance of parking around the back of the building.
That's what I'm saying. If you have a torn meniscus and you just want to get in
exactly.
easy.
You don't want to be walking downstairs, flight of stairs.
But it like just a couple other examples for me. You know, I smashed my pinky and had some blood behind. This is gross. Hope you're not eating breakfast or dinner. You know, this show's on cable at night, so I have to keep making these references. So, but I came in and I saw you, and you helped me out with that. So, I'm assuming you see a lot of different things on a daily basis, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And prior to family practice, my experience has been in emergency medicine. So I've been about 17 to 18 years in the ER. So that's why, you know, I'm more than welcoming my patients, you know, if they ever need to be seen on a you know, right away or on the same day appointment for any minor injuries or trauma or illness, I'm open to seeing them on that day.
So I had a physical at the office, maybe, I think it was in December, had a physical. Part of the physical, Dr. Prasad, was I didn't know that this was going to be part of it. There was a vision check.
Yes.
And they had some letters down the hall, and I struggled at it. Last week I went to my first ever eye exam. Is it bad that I waited 34 years?
You should have an eye exam on an annual basis.
Great.
Likewise, a physical exam. There's this perception out there for patients that, you know, I don't need to go to the doctor because I feel good. I don't feel sick.
Right.
But that's the time you should go to the doctor because we want to be practicing medicine where we keep our patients healthy from ever becoming sick.
Right.
And not just going to the doctor when they're sick.
Right. Yeah.
It's more of preventative medicine.
And you, quite frankly, you like seeing people when they're feeling good.
Yes, because I want to keep them from getting sick.
Exactly. So I went to my eye exam, and I have to get glasses. So the next time you see me, I can't do. I just know that I could never do contacts. I got giant hands and the little so. Yeah, but I just thought it was interesting because that was part of the physical at your office, and I did not do well.
Exactly. So if you were not having an annual physical, you will not know that your vision is going.
Right.
Or sometimes your blood pressure might be elevating, and you will never know for years. You can go with high blood pressure and not have a single symptom.
And also, let me just put this out there to people watching. If you're going to go to the doctor for whatever reason, don't go after a big lunch because your blood pressure will probably be higher than normal.
Sometimes we're just running into the clinic.
Yeah. Oh, there's no running, Dr. Prasad. There'll be no running. Maybe a brisk step or two. But I've had that happen as well. And I've told you this too, and your nurses, that I have, for whatever reason, when they take my blood pressure, I get nervous. So it's always a little bit higher, and then I tell them, take it again, and it's normal.
Right. So a lot of times what we will do, we will have the patient sit for 5-10 minutes and then retake it. But sometimes there's just also the white coat phenomenon. Just coming into our clinic, the stress of being there can send your pressure up. Yeah. But numbers, you know, you just can't just look at the numbers and diagnose someone with high blood pressure. You know, it has to be on a consistent basis. You have to check it multiple times in the comfort, sometimes in their own environment, and to see if it's persistently elevated or not.
Here's what I say, you know, if you're good about taking your vehicle for oil changes and maintaining it, you should not neglect yourself, right?
Exactly.
I mean, a yearly physical, if you're over 50, you got to talk about getting the colonoscopy screening and, you know, for guys, prostate and all. So there's all these different things, you know, for women, mammograms over 40, unless there's breast cancer in their family. So there's all these things that, you know, that you probably preach to people, your patients, but it just makes sense to take care of yourself.
Exactly. Right? So you will find people will take their car every 3 months so often for a checkup, but they neglect themselves, you know, to go in that for once a year for a checkup. And you know, we try to preach to our patients, you know, to make sure that they at least come in once a year for a checkup. If they're being treated for any medical problems, at least 3 to 6 months, depending on how well they're controlled. Yeah. And you know, you want to be living a healthy, long life.
Absolutely.
And it starts from now to take care of yourself. And this way you can better prepare for retirement.
Right. Yeah. So when you're not working, you can enjoy.
Exactly.
You know.
You don't want to be when you're retiring, you can't leave because you have some complication.
Exactly.
Yeah, and things like that.
You work all this time and then you're just sort of, no, it makes total sense for sure. I wonder, and again, this is a lot of the stuff you see on like Facebook, but it does seem like Dr. Prasad, that there's been people getting sick again.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's because of the seasons and how, we kind of almost skip spring and have come into warmer weather, if that's heated things up or whatever, but I've seen several people that are complaining of things. It doesn't seem like flu, and I think
Right.
people often confuse
Yeah.
the flu with stomach bugs.
Right.
But yeah, have you seen that at your office?
Yes, this is a pretty unique year for us in the medical
Sure.
society. We've been seeing quite a few patients this year sick with the flu virus, and it's nationwide as well. It's been
Sure.
a pretty bad year for us. But also we have been seeing a comeback of one type of particular flu, influenza B, has been making a comeback, and some patients have been getting reinfected. But now we're seeing patients with a long duration of coughing, and
Yeah.
I think some of that has to do with some environmental issues or factors or allergies. But yes, this year has been pretty unique in the sense that a lot of patients came down with the flu virus.
Yeah, I tell you what, that influenza, I mean, it seems like, and I know that they're probably already preparing the flu vaccine that'll roll out in a couple of months, but do you think that they are maybe going to put extra work into it based on the amount or different strands or strains of influenza that were around? I mean, it's hard to have a cure-all for everything.
I think every year they tend to improve on it.
Sure.
But even this year, having the flu vaccine didn't make much of a difference this year because it was just about 10% coverage. A lot of patients were still coming down with the flu. But every year they improve on it, and it's always important to have your flu vaccine, once a year.
Yeah.
Because it covers the most prominent strains, but
Sure.
it doesn't 100% immune you from getting sick with the virus.
And the thing again to remember is influenza. That is that's what can potentially kill people. Unfortunately,
Yes,
Stomach bugs is what maybe you ate something bad, or it seems like when a stomach bug goes through a school, it'll ping pong around, or you can bring it home, and then your whole house can get it. But that's
Exactly.
different. I mean, it might feel bad for that day, but it's probably much better than that influenza A or B, right?
And that's why it's always important to get checked regardless.
Sure.
And there are many a times we may not do much for you, but
Sure.
we can educate you and we can test you to be sure that you not develop any complications from the virus.
Yeah,
Right?
you don't want to be hospitalized for that. And I know, even my son had influenza A, and it was really just like a fever,
Yes.
and he was fine in a couple of days, but it was scary when you hearing it. You're like, oh no, that doesn't, it packs a lot of power when people
Right.
say,
And public environment like school, I sometimes I refer to school as the viral tank. Gotta just to keep that, to passing it around
Yeah.
to each other, just sharing the love.
the germ factory. Yeah, I mean, if they could just put kids in hazmat suits, right? Or we could just have gloves on all of the kids.
Well, interestingly, that's how they develop immunity too.
Right,
Back in
that's
the old
true.
days,
Right.
they used to expose their kids to other kids that has different viruses just so they can develop immunity to it. So
That sounds-
they're building their immune system, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they don't develop complications from it.
And long gone are something that was popular back in the day when I was younger, the chickenpox party.
Yes.
That does not exist anymore, right?
Well, I haven't seen it for
Good.
a very long time.
Yeah,
Haven't seen it.
because now you get a
get
shot
vaccine,
and you
yes.
don't get chickenpox. But back in my day,
Yeah.
In the late 80s, early 90s,
That's how you get your immunization.
that's right. Your neighbor got the chickenpox. Guess what?
You're getting it.
Yeah, you're going over to their house, and then you got to put the calamine lotion.
Lotion,
Yeah.
yes.
Betsy, did you ever have chickenpox? You had it twice? Oh no! I was hoping that you were young enough to where you had got the shot. Because how long has that vaccine been around for chickenpox? Not that long, right?
I think quite a while. It's been around for a while. Yeah.
Well, Betsy, you might just
Yeah.
be a little older for it. At 20, right? You're 20? Yeah.
Sometimes you can have a mild version of it and not develop enough antibodies or
Sure.
immunity to it. So it's always good to check your antibody titers as well.
Yeah. Before I let you go, something that we've been talking a lot about at Hy-Vee is the shingles vaccine, the Shingrix, and how that's 90% effective. People over 50 years old should talk about it. Have you been telling your patients about getting this if they're over 50?
Yes, that's something we've been, offering to our patients.
Sure.
And let them also informing them of the risk of developing shingles and,
Right.
and the complications from it.
Yeah.
But definitely that's part of the immunization that we offer in the clinic to our patients.
It's just one of those things, you feel like you're out of the woods when you get older. You don't have to have any more shots, and then guess what?
Here it comes.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Can we pull up the website with all the contact info for Mercy Family Medicine? It's I think it's 2104.
Yes.
Is that right?
2104 Cedar Wood.
Perfect.
And the number there is 563-263-0515.
Easy to contact,
We're
y'all.
seeing walk-ins. We're open for business. We're not closed.
Yeah. Not
So
going
come on
anywhere.
down. Not going anywhere.
Which is good for me because I like when I see you usually.
Yes.
And I've seen you under some I saw you the day of my car accident.
Yes.
And I was in pretty rough shape.
Yes.
But you were great, and it's good to see you under better circumstances
We're always happy
today.
to see you, and you know, we're always happy to see patients on a walk-in basis.
Yeah.
Same day appointment.
It's pretty convenient,
Yes.
y'all. Yeah, you have good options. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Well, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, but I hope I don't see you too soon. Unless you come back on the show. Right?
Yes, sure.
All right, we're taking a look at the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which is conveniently located in the bakery. Thank you, buddy. You can see Jackie and Jody, who are actually going to be coming on this show in just a few. We're going to talk about graduation cakes and birthday cakes, and I hope they bring me cake. Is my doctor gone? Okay, good. He's gone. Yeah, I hope they bring me cake. Back to Chef Tess in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen. Now you are using that for a lemon?
Yeah.
What? I thought that was only for garlic.
Oh no. Most people know this tool as like a citrus zester. So most people, when they use it at home, they have it like for this specific purpose here.
Oh, I thought that was just for garlic.
No,
like how I'm saying garlic, like
use-
emerald. Garlic.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can use it for limon.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I use it for lime, all citrus, garlic, and grated ginger are the biggest uses that I have for this tool here.
Wow. Okay. I was really confused for a second. I was like, what? Oh, that was a good move right there. From the knife. That's such a chef move. Straight off the knife blade. I would have cut my finger open. Because I'd be holding the knife the wrong way.
That's why you're over there and I'm over
That's
here.
right. This past Saturday, we had an event in the parking lot with like firefighters, and we had this giant MP&W bucket truck. And at the end of the event, I asked for a knife to cut some caution tape, and I like almost cut myself with this giant. I mean, yeah. So, anyways, you're right. Keep the knives away from me. And some beef stock going into that. Is that correct?
No, actually, no. This is a vegetable stock. Yep.
Okay.
It's just this is. I love this brand. This is a super rich.
Right. Of course, it's not beef stock because we're talking about a plant-based cooking
Yeah, it's for
class.
plant-based cooking.
I'm
so
sorry.
No, it's okay. So there's no animal products in this risotto, which is good that you mentioned that because it typically uses a lot of butter, which
Sure.
we're using a vegan version of butter today. It uses a lot of cheese, which we are substituting Parmesan cheese with nutritional yeast,
Okay.
which sounds a little bit crazy, but this stuff tastes a lot like cheese. You can shake it on popcorn,
Really?
do like a vegan cheesy popcorn sort
Okay.
of thing. And then what was the other substitute? Oh yeah, the stock. So it normally calls for like a chicken stock, and so we're using a vegetable stock today. So just some little exchanges is going to make this plant-based friendly for our class today.
I'll tell you what, I've tried a lot of these plant-based recipes, and they're very good. So
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. Don't let the word vegan ever. I'm not a vegan. I'm the farthest from a vegan that you can be. But don't ever let that word scare you because
Yes.
you will probably find some flavors that you would have never thought of before.
I'm
So-
glad that the let me try that again. I'm glad that the plant-based cooking classes are back. It's again today, noon to 1. And I think it's going to be back on a monthly basis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
check that out. We have a little blurb on our Facebook about it as well. All right, our next guest was supposed to be our first guest, and then I double booked on accident. Muskie head football coach, Jake Mueller. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well.
Good to see you. Imagine my surprise. Oh, when I realized my mistake. It's been a while. I can't believe that we're sitting here just 3 weeks away from school being over.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you ready?
Yeah. For sure.
So in addition to being a head football coach, you're also an advisor, correct?
I'm a school counselor.
School
yeah.
counselor.
Yeah.
That's a way better thing than advisor.
Yeah.
So school counselor. So you have to be super proud of not only your players that'll be graduating, but students that you help out with the student counseling. Graduation for Muscatine is on the 27th, correct?
Yes.
Do you go to every graduation?
No, I
Okay.
don't, because the way we break it up with our duties at the high school is
Yeah.
we each have like our own class or a grade. So I actually
Okay.
currently have the freshmen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you ask me about graduation, like it's a little bit off my radar.
Sure.
Because I had last year when I had the seniors, it was like I would have been yeah, that's the date. But like
That's
with
awesome.
the freshmen this year, I'm aware of it, but it's
Sure.
like it's not as much as my thing this year.
So you're literally with these kids that came to high school for the first time, maybe walked in and were a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my public high school that I went to, Oak Park River Forest, was humongous. I mean, there might be 3,000 kids that go there now.
Mm-hmm.
And that first day, coming from a class of 48 kids in a Catholic grade school or whatever, it can be daunting for a lot of kids. So it's good to know that, okay, so you've been with this freshman class. So they also have to be kind of excited to be no longer called freshmen soon.
Yeah, I think they're looking forward to not being the youngest group in the building. Yeah.
So then you'll continue with them as sophomores,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so
Yep.
that makes sense how that works out. So yeah, so last year you did kind of have that cycle with the seniors. Well, let's talk about some of the football seniors that you're graduating.
Yeah.
This again. So while you might not be there, you had quite a few seniors on your team this year that are going to be graduating.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they understood like how quickly time goes by, and when
Yeah.
we would talk about football, you have 9-game regular season, right?
Yep.
And then hope for the playoffs. I mean, for a lot of them, does it sink in after like the regular season is over that, oh my gosh, this year is going to be over in the blink of an eye?
I think it takes a little bit of time.
Sure.
I think that something sinks in, after that last game, but then that next week when there's no practice and they're like,
Right.
what do we do after school?
Right.
I think that's when the time that it starts to truly hit them that this is over.
Next week, 16th, correct?
Yes.
Is the awards. We're calling it a night?
The Senior Awards Night.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be emceeing that.
Yep.
Never done it before. Super nervous about it. Mainly, I don't want to get anybody's name wrong.
Right.
So this has been going on for a couple of years now, right? Where
Yeah.
you recognize the seniors, and it's seniors across all sports and activities, or is it just sports?
It's all.
It's everything.
It's everything.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So there's going to be quite a few of them there.
Oh, the auditorium will be packed.
You left that part out. I thought this was like a small get-together. So there's going to be bright lights, and I know that I have lights on me right now, but
Yeah.
the auditorium lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What's going to happen next Wednesday
Yeah.
at the auditorium at Muscatine High School?
Yeah, it's a Senior Awards Night. It's where our seniors, they get awarded the local scholarships. So any scholarships that they get awarded throughout the community. It's just a really neat night for all of the seniors who get announced in front of their classmates and parents and community. A lot of different awards, a lot of money goes out to
Sure.
scholarship-wise. So it's a really cool, and I think it's a pretty unique event to Muscatine as far as the total dollar amount of the scholarships. So it's
Absolutely.
a pretty cool night.
Yeah, so do they know that they're going to be getting
They know
these?
they get invited if they're going to get something.
Oh, so they don't know what they're going to get.
They don't know what they're going to
Oh my
get.
gosh,
So,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, but they know they're going to get called up for something. So not every senior gets
Sure,
invited.
but
Yeah.
some of them are pretty substantial.
Yeah, some
and
of
there
them
are so many organizations in town that support our students.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in Muscatine now?
I'm finishing up my 13th year.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that is a lot longer than I thought.
Me
So
too.
you have to be just thrilled to be in a community that believes so much in helping set our students up for success as they transition from high school to college with these scholarships. I mean, it's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty cool that the amount of support that our students receive
Mm-hmm.
all across the board, from activities, athletics, academically.
Yeah.
And it just shows the community really wants our students to have success once they leave here. And
Yeah.
hopefully it gives our kids the excitement and the confidence knowing that there's people that support them and want them to do well.
Yeah, 100%. I can't wait. So this makes me even more excited about it because they don't know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
I get to kind of be like the surprise.
Yeah.
You're getting $1,000 or $500 or and that can really make a difference for
Right.
that student, regardless of where they're going, whether it be community college or four-year college. Anything helps, as you and I both know, sitting here
Absolutely.
having gone to college. Like anything can help make a big difference. With the cost of education. So that'll be a really special night.
Yeah, it's
wow.
cool.
Okay, how long is that going to take? Is that 6 hours?
No, it's I would say around an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it depend on the speed of your MC?
A little bit, but mostly more so like so. There's other presenters that come up
Yeah.
and give specific scholarships. So
Okay.
some of that depends on that and just
Sure.
how quickly kids walk up and things like that. So
We have some highlights from. Is this from last football season that we're looking at? And apparently there was a dinosaur. Did you know that there was a dinosaur in the stands at one of your games?
I had no idea.
I was going to say, when you're on the sidelines, and this is a good segue to talk a little football.
Yeah.
When you're so in tune to what's going on, you probably have no idea what's going on. Well, you know when it's raining, of course.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah.
But as far
Not a big
as,
fan of the rain.
do you
so.
hear anything behind you from the stands or no?
Not very often. No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I was going to say, it's got to be, geez Louise, look at that rain. Playing in conditions like that, never fun. So we
It is when you're up, but not,
well,
you're
of
not.
course. Hey,
Yeah.
when you're winning, it's
Yeah,
great. You
yeah.
play in snow. You played in a fog that was unbelievable a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So we talk about the seniors on your football team that are done playing football, certainly for Muscatine. Several of them probably playing other sports, which is great. Be a multi-sport athlete, but as far as your season ending, Coach, you continue right away with working out
Yeah.
and getting prepared for the next season, which, by the way, will be here in August, correct?
Very quickly.
When's your first game? Do you know yet?
Yeah, it's August 23rd.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 games in August.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you've been doing a lot of workout, conditioning.
Yeah.
Can you get the team together yet, or how does that work?
We can get the team together. We can't do anything like football specific.
Sure.
But we, since late January, early February, we've been doing every other week. We do a program we call the Uncommon program. So Thursday mornings at 6:15 a.m., our kids come in and we do lessons about character and leadership.
Nice.
So we do that for 45 minutes to an hour every other Thursday morning. Then along with that, our probably 90 to 95% of our kids are doing their strength training, their weightlifting during the school day.
Sure.
Take care of that. And the guys who are in an off-season sport, so we just expect them to go obviously do their sport after schools, but then we have a group that comes in after school that is not out for a sport, and we do speed and agility and conditioning 3 days a week with those guys.
Wow.
Yep. And then we have a leadership council that meets every other Wednesday morning at 6:15. And so there's 5 senior leaders that got voted on by their team to lead the team, and then they picked 5 underclassmen. So I meet with those 10 kids every other Wednesday, and we go through a leadership book and kind of talk about some things to help lead the team every other week.
That's
with that.
fantastic.
Yeah, and then we also have a study table every Tuesday and Wednesday morning for our athletes who are our football players who are struggling in class.
Sure.
So 7 a.m. We expect them, if they get an email, if they are on the email, we expect them to show up. So we still have a lot going on even though we're not in season.
Correct. But the season's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, we just had our parent meeting Sunday.
gosh.
So 2 days ago, Sunday night, we had a parent meeting. So it's getting going here. Once the summer hits, it really ramps up quite a bit as far as the things that we do.
Yeah, and again, here's a perfect example. Someone that works in education, and the assumption is, well, you just get the summer off. You get 3 months off. You get 3 months off. No, you don't, Jake Mueller. You don't get maybe any time off at all with how many things you're involved with,
Right.
correct?
Yeah, that's right. I don't have too much time off.
But that's the way you like it because you love what you get to do,
Yeah.
certainly in the building, and then when you get to lead these young men on the football field. And I know that you're excited for the season coming up, and as is the whole community, of course. I mean, getting together on a Friday night to watch football at Muscatine High School feels pretty good. And by the way, could they make that new building any bigger? Holy moly.
Yeah.
I didn't know how big that was going to be. I show up to a couple Riverhawk semi-pro football games on the turf field. That's the biggest building ever. What's going to be used in there?
Yeah, so there's going to be a new weight room, workout room, which will be awesome, and then there's going to be two gyms in there as well.
2 gyms?
Yeah.
It's big enough for 2 gyms?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Is that going to be ready by August? Is that the plan?
I think the plan is late August, early September.
Wow.
So,
well, it's definitely coming along.
yeah,
that's
it's
for
coming
sure.
along quickly, so we're excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to be tremendous. You know, typically, you know, in our weight room, before school, so, you know, starting at 7 a.m., there's probably 60 kids there at 7 a.m.
Wow.
And then throughout the day, there's probably 50 to 60 kids in there every period of the day. And then after school, around 60 as well, be anywhere between 20 to 60, depending upon the time of year. So that facility gets used a ton. And so we're excited to just have a better, more updated facility to do more things that we feel like will help our kids.
I think it's great. I'm really excited. And again, next Wednesday, going to be hanging out in the auditorium, presenting some scholarships to some very deserving students. Please come back as we get closer to football, and we'll talk all about it. I mean, it's going to be a good season. I know you're getting ready for it, and you want to wrap up this school year and continue helping those freshmen that'll be sophomores. And I'm glad that you came on, buddy. It's great to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
very much.
Yep.
And if I can convince these ladies right here to send you back with a cupcake, you're more than welcome.
All right.
If you you know, it might not be part of the football workout, but you know, cupcakes are all right.
Yeah, they are.
All right, good. All right, cool. Muskie head football coach Jake Mueller, thank you for coming on. Let's take a look. And what the ladies don't know is that maybe they do know that we have a camera set up in their department right now. The CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. It's creeping on them a little bit. Yeah, did you know that? Did you know that? It's right. Well, you're not there, so it's so weird because you're right here. So come on over. Let's send Jake with a cupcake if he wants one. It's totally up to him. He's good. Okay. Yes, that's right. Every guest on the Hy-Vee Today show should get a cupcake. That's what I say, especially a musky-colored cupcake. And we have another chair.
I'll grab it.
That one right there. Jody and Jackie are getting set up. You know, when you have professional cake decorators on the show, it's a big setup, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big to-do. I had to contact their people, and it was a whole thing. And we're gonna get ready to roll here in just a second. Okay, so let's get that clipped on Jody, and then Betsy's gonna hand that to you, Jackie. We're gonna get you all mic'd up here. The first time they have nearly avoided being on the show since we started this February 5th, but it's happening. Yes, and I wondered when I got here because I have to apologize again to Coach Mueller. I double booked him with my doctor, so I felt bad, but we made it work. And but when I got here this morning and I was looking at my notes, I was like, I wonder if Jody and Jackie remembered. Did you remember? Yes, and obviously you didn't.
We wouldn't forget. Sure.
Looking forward to this
Yes,
day.
I like how your name's on the graphic right there. It's
Nice.
like you're in some like duo, like you know, you're obviously a duo working together back there.
We are.
Let's do this. Let's show you how it looks on the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. That is, you were both on there kind of earlier. Look at that. Okay, so that's your
Nice.
your station. Your part of the store where all the action happens. The delicious frostings are meeting these cakes and cupcakes, and then you can come back to us. And Betsy, I want you to zoom in on just all that we have. Oh, Chad's got it. All right, look at those cupcakes. They look so good. Obviously,
They do.
they're musky colored, right?
They are, but I do have black and gold on there for Hawkeye, and I also have blue and gold as well for
Okay.
Wilton.
Yeah, black and gold. Also
And-
L&M.
and L&M, yes.
Shout out to
Yes.
the Falcons.
Yes.
Caw, caw. That's the official Falcon call. And then you have what are other? They're just the best. This is the best cupcake. I'm just gonna say it. This is the best cupcake in all of Muscatine. Any one of these gourmet or gourmet, as some people say, cupcakes.
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And the variety of flavors. You brought like almost every single one. It looks
I did.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
I just want to point out the red velvet one will change your life. You can see it right in the middle there on that shot. So good. And
Yeah.
then they're just so fun. These are the smaller kind. I like to call these, right? Those are the small ones, right?
They are,
Okay.
yes.
So those are kind of like the shooters. You could have a couple of them. And then maybe you
Different
find,
varieties.
what y'all laughing at? It's true. And then you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of those. And then you find one that you really like and you go get the bigger variety.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then last but not least, the pièce de résistance. That is, now is that a real cake or is that a prop?
No, it's just a prop.
Okay. Because the way that you picked it up and the way that you were holding it offset, quite frankly, Jackie, I was like, wow, she's just whipping that thing around. It's got to be a little bit lighter than usual,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
As I was starting to feel bad as you were waiting, I'm like, oh gosh, she's holding that cake with one hand? And then I was thinking, like, my hand would have been cramping by now. So that is a great example of just one of the many styles of graduation cakes that y'all do.
Yes.
All right, let's back up a little bit. Jody, how long have you been decorating cakes and making them
I'm
look
going
good?
on 23 years here now.
Girl, you
so-
lying. You started when you were 5.
You know it.
That's
amazing.
Right. Jackie, how about you?
38 years.
No!
Crazy, huh?
You both started when you were 5
We did.
and 6.
Yes.
That is unbelievable. So you literally have seen it all when it comes to putting things on cakes.
Yep.
Whether it be
Yep.
for birthday, anniversary,
Yep.
retire. There's so many retirement cakes that I've seen y'all do.
Yep.
My
Yep.
favorite, and it's not your favorite, of course, but if somebody sends in a typo, and then we have mistake cake, and then we all get to eat mistake cake. So
It happens.
yeah, and it
happens.
turns out that these gourmet cupcakes, those are all mistake cupcakes. So
Sure.
we're gonna. Hey, and Jim's not here at the moment, so dig in, right?
So, yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so clearly graduation. We were just talking to Jake Mueller about that. He's at Muscatine High School. Muscatine graduates on the 27th of May. Graduation parties. I went to so many my senior year. We party hopped all summer. And at every party, there were giant, fun graduation cakes and then cupcakes that went along with it. So
Yes.
is that sort of the staple anymore?
It is, but people can do other things like
Okay.
a big chocolate chip cookie. We can make them
Whoa.
really big, like a full sheet size.
Okay.
Brownies, we could do a brownie that's going to be as big as a cake. And then again, the gourmet cupcakes is something different.
Sure.
Because you go to party to party to party, and they usually have standard cupcakes, standard cake. So
right.
if you want to do something a little bit different
Sure.
than that, the chocolate chip cookies, the gourmet cupcakes, brownies, stuff like that is always a good choice.
Look at Steve Graham walking off camera looking. Nope, not for you, boo-boo. Spoken for.
Move along.
Come back in about 10 minutes. I wonder if we can deploy if we can deploy the Toyota Muscatine cart cam with Betsy behind the wheel and take a Betsy, if you want to come kind of behind us, and right across from Chinese is the setup with those fake graduation cakes. I just want to show people, hey, look, there we are. So this is the you probably haven't seen this in action. Maybe you've seen the cart following you. We do try and stalk you people. This is the official Toyota Muscatine cart cam. So Betsy's going to go right across from Chinese here at Hy-Vee, and there is a really phenomenal looking display of, again, more of these graduation cakes. And I think what has surprised me the most, ladies, is the multi-tier ones. And there's one specifically in the middle there that just is so impressive. So there we go. There's all the different cakes. So are the cakes getting bigger? I mean, certainly it's based on the amount of people that you're going to have.
Sure.
But or is it just about making a statement sometimes too?
I think that.
Okay.
A lot of times the graduate is the one that says,
Yeah.
no, Mom and Dad, I want it to be this big.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
sometimes they get what they want and sometimes not.
Right.
And quite frankly, in that group of display cakes, again, please don't sample those. I learned that the hard way. You can print pictures of the graduate
Yep.
on the cake.
Yep.
Yep.
How is it an edible thing? I don't understand that. What is it printed on? Magic or what?
Edible paper. We have a machine.
Edible paper.
Yep.
Huh.
And they can bring in any 8x10 or down to even a wallet size
Wow.
photo, and we can make 2 5x7s, put them in each corner, or just one 8x10, and dress it all up.
Have you thought about just having a line of Tony Tone cakes? Because, and then you could what you could do is, because some people think I'm full of myself, you could print a picture of me inside the cake, so then I could really be full of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't you think that would be a good seller?
That would
Sure,
be.
we could
Sure.
try.
These are ideas
We could
that I
try.
have. I'm just kicking
We
them
could
around. In my notes, I wrote down the great debate, and we're going to settle it: buttercream or whipped cream frosted cakes or whipped frosting.
Sure.
What do you prefer? Or after
Well-
all these years of service, do you care anymore?
There is a great debate on
Okay,
that because
okay.
people will come back and say, I want the good icing. and we all have different opinions
Right.
on what the good icing is.
Sure.
Us as decorator prefer the
buttercream.
sweet buttercream icing. It's the traditional
Okay.
sweet stuff that's gonna put the pounds on us.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what they're talking about because every cake from Hy-Vee is very healthy and it's blue zones. And as a matter of fact, even though this is purple, this is a blue zone cupcake and it's good for you. But no, and it also seems like, and I'm kidding, of course, but you know, you treat yourself every now and then.
Oh, yes.
It seems like the buttercream will hold up.
It holds
will.
up better.
Specifically, though, we talk about graduation parties. If you're outside, and guess what? It's June or
Yep.
July.
yep,
The whipped may melt.
it
Yes.
does, because
Sure.
it's more like a Cool Whip type
Okay.
icing.
It is.
So it's definitely softer. Even if you color it,
Sure.
it has a tendency to kind of suck
Fade.
the coloring out of it, so it's going to fade a little bit on
Okay.
you.
But we
You know,
don't have
but-
any problem doing the whip.
Oh,
That's
yeah, of
right.
course.
That's
And
right.
we'll make
We'll
it
do
work
whatever
and-
you
Yes.
want, and
Yeah,
like I said, everybody has their own opinion on that.
The customer is always right, but for sure, like if they have questions, we want you to ask the experts.
Sure.
The combined
Sure.
experience is a lot, and you know what will hold up and what will work, certainly.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, graduation, birthday, anniversary. If you're in the doghouse, and you should bring a cake home, we have those too. We
Yes.
have doghouse cakes, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
sure,
those
we
are
can.
good.
Sure, absolutely.
But then also-
and don't forget Mother's Day.
Yes,
because
of course I wasn't going to
we
forget
all
Mother's
like
Day.
cupcakes on Mother's Day.
Okay, so
You
that
betcha.
is true. So you could go to Hy-Vee Floral, ding, and then you could come to the bakery.
Get a nice gourmet cupcake
Yes.
that goes right with it.
And-
or we'll do, cookies and cakes, and we'll have a big display.
You could pair it with some nice wine.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that
Right?
sounds good. Yeah.
And then I think it's a great option. I think it's selfishly it's a win-win if you roll home with a cake. Happy Mother's Day. Let's cut
Yep.
it.
yeah.
Yep.
That's cut
big
it,
enough for the
'cause
whole family.
That's
So-
right. Me size. I will share with you several years ago, 4 years ago, it was for my 30th birthday party. I came to Hy-Vee. And can we go to the CVI Bank and Trust aisle cam really quick because this will work with the story. So I was standing on the other side of that there counter, and I was talking to whomever was working at the time. Now, certainly I don't remember because it was 4 years ago, and I'm very old now. But I ordered my own 30th birthday cake, and I mistakenly, but it was a delicious mistake, ordered the biggest cake ever, which is what size?
A full
Full
sheet.
sheet.
Full sheet.
That'll serve up to 96 people.
Turns out didn't need it. And it didn't dawn on me until I came to pick it up, or maybe my wife picked it up. I think she picked it up. But the best part was, ladies, we had leftover 30th birthday Batman cake for a week and a half. It just sat in the box in the kitchen, and I ate my weight, I think, in cake. So here's what I'm saying, y'all. Come back to me now. If you are tasked, gentlemen, not to be sexist, but just learn from my dumb mistake. No, it was a delicious mistake. Just think about the size of your party. Now, for a graduation party, if you're going to have over 50 people, I say go big.
Yeah.
Because then if you want to
Yep.
cut bigger pieces or whatever,
Yep.
if you want to have
Yep.
leftovers. But if y'all having a small 30th birthday party get together, I could have gone with a half sheet
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
or a quarter sheet.
Right.
Yeah, depends
Right.
on how many friends you have.
Oh, I have lost a lot over the years. So keep that in mind, please. But yes, customization for literally what I mean. There was one day we had the camera in your neck of the woods, and I thought you were making a SpongeBob cake, but it was not.
I remember that
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, was
Yeah,
that like a
it was
bachelorette
not.
cake?
It
Yeah.
was something
Yeah.
for
So
some gentleman.
Yeah.
now,
Yes, it was.
Okay. All right. Now, have you ever had to say no to crazy?
Well, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We do put a swimming suit bikini on that cake you've seen me preparing, so we
I
didn't
thought it
get
was
that
SpongeBob.
far on that, but
Oh,
yes.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep it classy, is what
yeah,
we're saying.
we try. Yeah.
Please. This is a family store, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yeah. So the cupcakes, they look so good. And again, whether it is just like the school color cupcakes, or if you want to throw down, I'm telling you, the gourmet cupcakes are so good. And even if I didn't work here, and I've only worked here since December, I would tell you this: when they came out just 2 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago. Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yep.
Because not only are they just fun to look at, they're aesthetically pleasing. Look at these big words I have today. What's going on with me? But they taste so good. And then the cupcakes themselves are very moist and delightful. I know that a lot of people don't like that word, so let me say moist again in regards to the cupcakes. But they are very good. And then, Betsy, if you want to pan over again to this example grad cake, which would be perfect for, I believe that would be the Durant colors. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Blue and gold.
Blue and gold.
Yeah. Wilton as well.
Yes, of course. Wilton,
yes,
the
but
Beavers.
we can do this in any colors.
Yep.
Sure.
You know, any colors you want.
Yeah.
We can fix that up for you.
And then, Betsy, if you come back down to Flavortown, these are definitely going to get sampled. Is that okay? Look at Ryan. He's so hungry.
And that's usually
Look at
an
Ryan
easy
right there.
fix if
He's
people don't want to
starving.
stand and cut cake.
Right.
That's easy, grab and go.
Well, listen,
type thing.
I'll tell you
So-
this. The last thing we have to talk about, of course, wedding cakes. At my wedding, just coming up on 6 years ago, we had a small wedding cake, and then we had some gourmet cupcakes, and they were super popular. And you're right, it was very easy for folks to just come up and grab one or two.
Yep.
We didn't care. We had enough.
Yep.
So does that seem to be a thing now as well? When you have these gourmet cupcakes, you can have a smaller wedding cake. Now, certainly, if you need a
Yes.
giant wedding cake.
Then we can do that as
But
well.
in the 90s,
But-
y'all had some
Yes.
big old wedding cakes,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That was
Yep.
a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially if it was an
Yep.
Italian wedding.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of people are going to cupcakes. They're
Cool.
easier to serve.
Sure.
They'll have their small tier cake as, for them to cut into and as display. But definitely cupcakes are a grab and go option. You don't
Yep.
have to have that family member standing there cutting cake. Nobody wants that job.
Nobody
At
wants
the
that
wedding,
job.
nobody wants that
Plus
job
we have
of standing there
lots of
cutting
different
cake.
varieties too.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, the cakes itself, the flavors of cakes. I mean, it's not just chocolate and vanilla anymore.
Right.
Sure.
It's hit me
Sure.
with a couple of
Strawberry, lemon,
Red velvet.
carrot.
examples. Not for
Yeah,
me.
not for me. But
But by all means, come and order them. We'd love to have you. Maybe you want the chocolate and the vanilla,
Yep.
Mix.
the
Yep.
swirl
Or
one or
marble,
whatever.
too.
Marble,
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
I wonder, Chef Tess, I just want to ask you, do you often get tasked with the job because you have all these wonderful knife skills? Or have you cut a lot of cake in your day? Do they say, "Oh, Chef Tess, you're at this party. Take that knife and do your magic," or no? Am I stereotyping?
Yeah, it happens like anything.
Yeah.
Anything that you, I mean, it's so easy to cut cake, so you really don't need a chef to do it. But
Yeah.
it's like the excuse
Listen,
everyone
I just
uses.
meant more of like, if you're at a family get together, do they automatically assume
Yes,
like,
it's
okay,
everything though.
good,
Yes.
good, good.
Like,
All right.
oh, you can cut up this 20-pound bag of potatoes quick, right? You weren't doing anything, right? And I'm like, I gotcha.
You're not always working, are you?
Gotcha.
You are
And-
cleaning mushrooms right now.
Yeah, I'm wiping them off.
Jeez. Wow, that is awesome. Do you have a preference when it comes to cake or cupcakes? And I was actually going to ask you, do you have a personal favorite of the gourmet cupcakes?
Gourmet ones, there's like the raspberry.
Yep, it's
Yes.
right there.
The raspberry's
Yes.
really good. I love those things because I do caterings, pretty often,
Yes.
and I do not like to make dessert. And so these ladies bail me out a lot.
Yes.
Because a lot of people love those. They're the perfect size.
Yes.
They're the perfect size, and they come in a bunch of flavors. So I love those things. And then as far as their other cakes, the whipped icing is the way that I go.
See?
Wow.
Yep.
The whipped.
So I'm
yeah.
buttercream all day.
Yep. So
I'm,
are we.
I'm team buttercream. Hashtag team buttercream. But you're going whipped, huh?
Yeah.
You like that lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been on that team for a long time.
Wow.
I just
That's a
just
surprise.
bigger fan of the airier icing. Sorry.
Let's see.
Somebody's got to be the rebel.
Hold on. Let's see if we can swing the vote. Betsy, buttercream or whip? Buttercream. Chad, buttercream or whip? Buttercream. Ryan? Huh?
Anything.
Anything. I told you. He's so hungry, young Ryan Broderson. They don't feed him. We have to feed him on this show. He would eat that styrofoam cake, I think. Look at him. We got to get some pounds on that kid. All right. Yeah, so please reach out. If you're not in the store that often, you can call 563-264-2420, ask for the bakery, or specifically if you want to talk to one of the fabulous cake decorators. And of course, we would be remiss not to mention Lainey, who's not
Yes.
with us. She
Yes.
was offered the opportunity to be here, and she said, "Go ahead." But we give her a shout out. She does a great job as well.
She does.
And everybody else in the bakery. Certainly, Jake has been on this show numerous times,
Yep.
and the bakery just kicks butt. I mean, they're never are never not busy. There's no downtime.
Right.
Like period.
Yep.
There's always something going on.
Yep.
Which is how you like it.
Yep.
I just like when I walk
Yes.
by and you have the giant frosting and you're putting it in the piping bag.
Well, Tony,
And
we
then-
were hoping,
Yeah.
we usually need some people to base ice the cakes for us during
Okay.
graduation. So hoping you have some downtime to
Yeah.
come back.
What does
and-
that mean, base
and,
ice?
It would just mean put the white icing on the cake. Put the white and chocolate together.
Oh, okay.
Slap some ice. Get it on there
then
for
you
us.
almost use, like,
so
the
we can
card
go
thing.
back and decorate the
Yeah,
cake.
if you trust
we
me.
give you, like a 10-minute lesson.
Oh, wow.
Most people can pick it up in 10 minutes. We can test you and see how well you are.
Well, listen, I never
At
thought
that?
I never thought I would do a lot of things since I've been here at Hy-Vee. I'm pretty good at delivering flowers and not getting speeding tickets. And I mean, if you trust me enough to not sample all the frosting, then sure.
Well, we would have
Happy
to
to
try
help.
you out for a cake or two, and
Right.
then either
This is a mistake
either
cake.
keep you
Right.
or give you the boots. So
I can tell you that when there is, and it doesn't happen that often, it's maybe only happened once since I've been here, when there is that mistake cake, if someone sends us a wrong name or whatever, and it goes up to the office here at Hy-Vee, it is a happy day for everybody. They're like, you can kind of see everybody's like, what's going on with that cake in there? What happened? And then somebody will go up and just take a little piece, and then it's game over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
So what
is.
I'm saying is more mistake cakes, please.
Yeah.
Specifically a mistake red velvet cake with bacon on top. Jody and Jackie, thank you for being here. Great
Thank you.
job. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can let those hang out for a little bit. We're just
Okay.
going to get some
All
pictures
right.
of them. And
Okay.
look, we're creeping back
Perfect.
on you.
Perfect.
You're going to be there soon. That's a look at the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. Let's come back to Chef Test just one more time as we get ready to wrap up. This has been a long show, but I like it. In the Hy-Vee Today kitchen, Chef Tess again preparing for the plant-based cooking class, which kicks off at noon in the club room here at Hy-Vee.
Yep.
It's super fun. I've sat in on 2 or 3 of these now. I'm so glad, like I said earlier, that they are back. Oh, that is a good perspective. Cutting some mushrooms. Now, you know that I'm not like the biggest mushroom fan. I don't know if you know that or not, but
I didn't.
so are those going to get baked, sautéed? What are you going to do with those?
So what I've done, like risotto takes like 20, 25 minutes to cook.
Right.
It's one of those things that requires a lot of attention, a lot of love, and a lot of stirring. So what I've done here is we've got 3 or 4 different recipes we're doing today.
Okay.
So I don't have 20 minutes of our hour to do my recipe.
Sure.
So, and this is how restaurants, when you go to a restaurant, you order risotto, this is kind of what they start with when you
Okay.
put your order in. So this is like half-cooked risotto.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll cook up the mushrooms really, really well in some olive oil, maybe a little bit of garlic, and then I'll re-add this half-cooked risotto into the pan
That makes
with
sense.
more of that veggie stock.
Okay.
And I'll finish the whole dish right in front of everybody, and then later on we'll add the quicker cooking veggies like the beautiful asparagus we have in the produce
Wow,
department
those
right
look
now.
fantastic.
I mean, look at those. I got the ends
Huge.
peeled.
Those are massive.
Nice steak for dinner with some of this on the side. That's an impressive date night in right there, in my humble opinion. And then we've
So
got
good.
these beautiful peas. So all this is going to come together. And then I've got a lemon vinaigrette that I'm going to toss these microgreens in
Awesome.
and scatter all over the top of the finished dish. So it's going to be really fun, very springy, which is the idea. So it's pretty cool. You want to try one of these greens really quick?
I was gonna, yeah, I kind of do actually. It looks so funny because they're like, and it'll look hilarious in my giant man hands.
So these are mustard greens.
These are mustard
So
greens.
this is going to be spicy
Okay.
like mustard.
It's gonna be spicy.
Yep, it's gonna hit you like wasabi, kind of in your sinuses a little
Oh,
bit.
great.
So
Wasabi with you.
just it kind of comes on there.
Interesting.
that-
Yeah,
isn't
there
that
it
fun?
is. They're so little. Look at that. I feel you can't even see that because it's so small. I mean, it's just. I feel like the green giant. I'm just eating all these trees. And by the way, nobody thought that the green giant was bad for the environment. He's just eating everything. He's a giant green person eating everything. Like nobody thought that was a problem. That's really fun. Wow. You know what's gonna go great with these little mustard greens? When I have a cupcake.
Cupcake.
So yeah.
I
Oh,
almost
there's
came
the
over.
mustard.
Yeah.
When you put a bunch of them together. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's really fun. So I've got like a super rich, savory dish on the bottom, and it's going to be really bright and zesty and spicy on the top.
That is fun.
Yeah, we're just playing with some flavors today.
All of a sudden, you got that mustard. Boom, just like it. All right, we're going to wrap up. What a busy show. And again, my apologies to Muskie head football coach Jake Mueller. We did make it work, though, so that ended up being fine. And I'll be excited to be a part of that senior award night next Wednesday at the auditorium at Muscatine High School. That's the 16th. Thanks also to Dr. Prasad with Mercy Family Medicine, 2104 Cedarwood Drive, right off Cedar Street across from St. Mary Matthias Catholic School. And, of course, Jody and Jackie from the Hy-Vee Bakery, cake decorator extraordinaires. Catch the rebroadcast of this show on Muscatine Power and Water, 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. Thanks to Remax on Channel 5. Hy-Vee@gmail.com is the email address if you want to reach out. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place. We love hearing from you, and we have a busy rest of the week. We'll get to all of that. And some Mother's Day news and fun stuff as well that we'll get to tomorrow. This has been a very busy show, though. And hey, there we go. On the way out, check it out. You're going to see that on the back page of the Voice of Muscatine newspaper. You're welcome for the plug. That is a Mom Eats Free coupon for Mother's Day brunch this Sunday. Don't miss it. We're going to leave you right now because it's cupcake time, y'all. Thanks for watching.